My name is Devin, Majkut, and I have the incredible privilege of working at the REACH program, which is an intensive harm reduction-based outreach program. We've had the privilege of working with people who are homeless and using for the last 22 years in Seattle. Our team started with just 4 case managers with backpacks and socks and some snacks. Now we've grown to over 70 people. Our team works in programs targeted at criminal justice, medical issues, homelessness, policing, and outreach. Overall, our team's primary focus is to build relationship with people who are without housing and who are using drugs. We represent a wide variety of life experiences, and many of us come from families, communities, and personal lives that have been deeply impacted by addiction. I know that all of us are here tonight because overdose has impacted our life through the loss of our loved ones and community members. I personally have lost too many loved ones from preventable deaths. It's really heartbreaking to look out and see the balloons knowing that they represented lives here in King County that potentially could have been saved in this last year alone. For me, overdose deaths are some of the hardest to swallow because they're surrounded by so much stigma, so much silence, and a lot of discrimination. I value that in our work at the REACH program, we get the opportunity to walk alongside people and to meet them exactly where they're at, whether that be under a bridge or in King County Jail. Our system targets people who are homeless and ill and in our criminal justice system. Our priority is always the story of our participants, and we're here to listen and support. I'm proud that our team carries Narcan and are all trained in overdose reversal. Our team has saved lives this year on the street, in downtown, in homeless encampments, in people's homes. And we hear from our participants every day that they save the lives of their friends and their family members through access to Narcan. This is a reminder to me that overdose is reversible, that it's preventable, and that the lives of drug users in our communities are worth saving. We've lost so many we care about this year due to drug-related deaths. We're seeing the impact of stigma, racism, and discrimination on the communities that we serve, and it's killing our most vulnerable people. Of the nearly 400 people that died of a drug overdose in King County last year, more than 1 person per day, we know that they could have been reversed by friends, loved ones, emergency services, and community members. This issue is affecting those most deeply at the margin of our society. Research by our medical examiner has shown that overdose deaths in King County are disproportionately affecting communities of color. We're seeing that African Americans in King County are 30% more likely to experience an overdose death, and the rates are twice as high in the Native community. I feel that the racism and the stigma around opiate use disorder needs to be brought deeper into the conversation of how we address overdose and the opiate epidemic. Because the people who are dying in King County of overdoses are people of color, they're young people, and they are homeless people. They're not just an issue of public health, they're an issue of racial and economic justice. If we as a city strive to consider ourselves liberal and progressive, to consider ourselves champions of justice, then we need to look at who is dying around us and who the opiate epidemic is affecting most deeply here in our city. We have to call upon our elected officials to provide appropriate funding and allocation of resources for harm reduction interventions, for overdose prevention, housing and human services, and the treatment of opiate addiction. We have to call upon ourselves and our communities to be more educated and aware about opiate use and overdose, and to remind ourselves of all the lives lost unnecessarily, as a reminder that we can do better. We can call upon our city to embrace its most vulnerable and to value their lives. I thank everyone for being here tonight and for valuing all the lives that we've lost, and for everyone in this park who has invested so much time and energy in preventing overdose and treating individuals who are struggling with opiate use disorder and to saving lives around them. Thank you.